finding interesting shoes can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. However, Tommy Hilfiger thinks that they have a solution for you, in the form of their Miffy Hilfiger range of shoes. And in short, they're good value for money if you want something that has a cute rabbit on it, but if you just want plain trainers, probably just get Nike or Adidas instead. So I've got the box here, and we can do a little bit of an unboxing. And inside, when I eventually remove the lid here, we've got two red pockets. Now, quite why there are two red pockets, as opposed to one or none, is not entirely clear to me. The synergy between red pockets and shoes, I don't quite understand. Also, why there are two of them, I'm not sure either. Maybe because there are two shoes? Regardless, there are two red pockets here. Now, each of these red pockets has Miffy on it, which is cute. And if we turn around, also says Miffy on it, obviously with the obligatory brand name on there as well. Now, these are cute enough, they're decent enough quality, they're not falling apart, they're at least as good as any of the ones you would ultimately be paying for. Now, if we look inside the box here, you can see the paper has Miffy Rabbit all over it, which I think is a nice, cute touch. Now, if we get the shoes out, you can see what the shoes ultimately look like. Now, what I've got here is one of the shoes, and both of the shoes are identical, so there's no real difference between them. Now, we've got Miffy on the outside of the shoe, and on the inside of the shoe, we don't have anything. It is just a white shoe. If we look at the front of it, again, nothing particularly odd in terms of the front of the shoe. If you look at the back of it, you've got a red stripe here, which is, I guess, a Hilfiger type thing, and then you've got their brand name back here. Now, if you look at the outside, of course, we've got Miffy Rabbit, and we've got the three colors here. So we've got the three stripes. So the red, white, and blue one. This is Tommy Hilfiger's color scheme, and they often have this on the side of the shoe near the sole, kind of depicted as a flag, or sometimes around the laces. But in any case, they've got the colors right on the side here. Now, the inside of the shoe obviously has red fabric, which you could obviously see if your pants aren't like going over the top of the shoe, which would be, I guess, kind of weird. But in any case, we can get the paper out of the shoe, and you'll notice inside, we have Miffy Rabbit on the inner of the shoe. Now, this is a white rabbit in there. I'm not totally sure of the wisdom of having a white logo where sweaty feet are going to sit, because that could become gross and discolored, but that is a separate issue. Now, otherwise, it's relatively normal. It's a normal shape for a trainer. It is an interesting trainer. Miffy Rabbit is cute. There are some plus sides. If you're interested in an interesting trainer, that's what you'd be going for. Now, the material is reportedly leather. On their website, they say it's 95% leather material, which I guess we can see because we've got white leather and we've got this creamy suede material as well. And Miffy is also in this red leather or leatherette material. So the construction, or at least the materials, is quite reasonable. There's also quite a lot of padding. So you can see the sole is quite thick, so it's quite cushioned. I'm not sure that anyone is going to be like running in these, but it's at least going to be comfortable for longer walks, which some people might be doing in these shoes. Now, in terms of the sole of the shoe, you can see a couple of things here. First, it isn't very, very textured. You compare this to, say, some Nike shoes, where the Nike shoes have like divots in them and waves and ribbing in there to help you keep more grip. So these aren't quite as grippy as some of those, which basically means if you're running in wet weather, I'm not sure I would be going with these shoes. However, there is texturing and there is a textured pattern around there. So you've got like these stripes and the things to give you kind of grip tire-like, I guess. And then on the bottom, it is actually raised up. So you've got texturing to give some more grip. But like I said, I wouldn't be treating these as quote-unquote sport shoes per se, so much as shoes that will be comfortable enough to walk around in, but aren't necessarily shoes you would be training in. Let's now talk about comfort. Now, as you can tell, I'm in a change of clothes, and that's because I just went out for an hour-long walk in the rain in these shoes, which I thought was a pretty decent test of whether the shoes were going to be usable. A couple of things really stood out to me. Firstly, these shoes didn't rub or annoy my feet. That's a positive contrast to, say, some of my Nikes that do actually rub my heel. So these were comfortable to wear from the get-go, and they didn't need me to wear them in or try to massage the leather to make them actually usable. Secondly, I didn't feel as if I was slipping. This is despite the fact that the grip on the bottom of the shoes doesn't look that grippy. I didn't feel as if I was in any danger of falling over or anything like that. So again, another positive sign. Next, the cushioning on these shoes was actually enough for walking around. Now, clearly, the cushioning will wear away over time, and shoes get inherently less comfortable the more you wear them. But these shoes were actually super comfortable for this hour-long walk. So when you put this together, the fact that they were comfortable out of the box, they had enough cushioning, they weren't slippy, this suggests they're going to be comfortable enough for a reasonably long walk around, and they're certainly going to be more usable than not. The next question is whether they look good with things. That is, are they fashionable shoes? Well, the answer to that is, given that they are white trainers, they could probably become discolored over time. So they are going to look more worn the longer you've had the shoes. Second, it's polarizing as a look, i.e., not everyone wants to have Miffy Rabbit on their feet. Some people are okay with that, as you can tell by the fact that I have the shoes. Some people not so much, and it really depends upon whether you want to wear cute shoes. Now, I personally think they probably go better with darker colored jeans. They don't really go super well with chinos or pants, but again, your mileage might differ. And I wouldn't necessarily be wearing these with a suit, unless you're really avant-garde in terms of what you wear to the office. And I suspect that not many people who are avant-garde about what they're wearing to the office are also wearing Miffy Rabbit shoes. Although I will stand corrected on that, and you can correct me in the comments below. Now, in terms of value for money, these are significantly more expensive than most of Tommy Hilfiger's other shoes, which is probably unsurprising because you're really paying for the gimmick of a cute rabbit being on the side. And by significantly more expensive, say you're comparing these shoes, so the Miffy shoes, which are not on sale at the moment, to the ones that are on sale, you often end up paying an eye-wateringly large premium multiples-wise over their normal shoes. Although they are probably more comfortable than some of their normal shoes anyway. Furthermore, they're going to be more expensive than some Nike shoes or Adidas shoes, and if you're looking for just comfortable trainers to walk around in, maybe there are other options that might be more boring, but nevertheless do the job for you. These are, however, priced cheaper than some other, bigger, more premium brands. For example, Ferragamo shoes are rather more expensive than these, and probably not really any more comfortable, but they do have a more premium brand name associated with them. So basically, in terms of value for money, it really depends upon what exactly you want to get out of the shoes. And I would say for many people, they're probably not great value for money, but for a small subset of people, they will get utility out of the cuteness and or absurdity of the shoes. And that would fall into the category that gets value for money out of the sheer absurdity and silliness of the shoes. But do be prepared that you're paying a bit of a premium for that. And in any case, those are my thoughts about the shoes. If you've got any thoughts about it, if you think I wasted my money, let me know that in the comments below. But otherwise, thanks a lot for tuning in, and hopefully I see you next time as well.